Well, hello, folks, and welcome to the Dieter Melhorn Fishing Podcast. I hope you're having a good day, whatever day it is that you happen to be listening to the show. I want to bring you some bad news. Sometimes the podcast can be full of bad news, but it's stuff that I think you need to know and need to hear. If you're in the catfish community, around the catfish community, you may or may have not heard. Steve Douglas, who is the founder of and creator of Monster Rod Holders. They are the rod holders that I run on my boat. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by Monster Rod Holders. They have been making rod holders for many, many years since I got into the industry. I know Steve from back in the day. We fished against each other in some catfish tournaments back then, and grew Monster Rod Holders to a big and significant brand in the catfish space. I also run one of their nets on both my boats. Steve also went on to create the Catfish Conference. He is one of the founders of the Catfish Conference that has been around up until this coming year for a long time now. I'm not even sure how many years. Are we at the 10-year mark now? Probably so. But that is the industry trade show. And it's the kind of the benchmark. It went away, it's going away at least this coming year. You may have heard the news that the Catfish Conference has been put on hold for a year. And part of that is tied to Steve's illness, which I'm going to talk about. And he basically has come out and made a statement. This was on Facebook. Many of y'all seen this, but there are a lot of people that have not seen it. So that's kind of why I wanted to do this podcast, for a couple of reasons, to get this information out there. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But what it says is, and I'll just read to you real quickly, it's basically titled as a temporary medical leave. And he wants to extend his sincere apologies, and goes on to talk about that he's been diagnosed with kidney cancer and is going through treatments for that. He says, after a lot of thought, I've made the difficult decision to temporarily pause Monster Rod Holders while I focus on healing and getting my strength back. It's a pretty long message that he made, a heartfelt message. And I know Steve enough to know this is tough for him to do. And to basically put a business on a hold like that is tough, especially with some pending stuff going out there. He's going to try to fulfill some of the orders that are going out that are already in, but I wanted to make this announcement because there are probably some people wondering what's going on, may or may not heard. If you're like me, sometimes you're just out of the loop on what's happening. I happened to see this yesterday, so any of the folks that are looking at getting rod holders or anything like that, just know what is going on and why things are on hold and why you may not be able to get some stuff from them. He was also hit during some of the flooding out there. His facility was flooded with waist deep water, and it's like it's like when you're down, you just get kicked more, and that's kind of what he's going through in all of this. So there's a lot to unpack, a lot to fix, a lot going on, and I just wanted to make everybody aware of it that's kind of in the industry and in the fishing world. That way hopefully it will clear up some of the guesswork and speculation on what's happening. It's probably what had led to the Catfish Conference being put on hold too, or at least part of what happened. So he's still hopeful he can get this stuff going with the World Championship of Catfishing that's coming up in May, but if that doesn't happen, we know what's going on. So if you're a person of faith like I am, please pray for him. If you're not, send some love and prayers and stuff his way. And we hope that he can get this taken care of, overcome it, and get back into the industry. Because I'm going to be honest, he's the godfather of catfishing. He's like the guy. And YouTube, he was on YouTube. He's one of the inspirations for me starting my YouTube channel was what he did on it. I was very ignorant and didn't really get it with what you could do on YouTube. He proved what you could do on YouTube in the fishing world, especially in a narrow catfishing space. And he proved you can have a business and make a living in the catfishing world. And he proved that there can be a catfishing trade show. So he's he's done a lot of great things in his industry. I have a podcast I did with him a couple of years ago, and I think it's titled, or the thumbnail is, I Was an Ostrich Farmer. You got to listen to the podcast. I'll try to remember to put a link down there where it got a really good in-depth interview with Steve about who he was and where he came from, and he's very interesting. So we need people like him, and sadly, I'm gonna be honest with you, he is of an iconic level in the industry that, man, I don't know who replaces somebody like him. I don't know who the next rising person is that, takes his place. So pray for him. We got to keep him around. We need him. We need him in the industry. The industry needs him. Fishing needs him. People that love and care for him need him. So he's a good guy and an icon in the industry. But just want to let you guys kind of know what's going on. And I know he's going to have a tough road ahead. Probably, and understandably so, social media and keeping people updated is probably not his priority right now, and that's okay. I just want him to know too that we're thinking about him and love and care for him, and hopefully he can keep his strength up and keep trudging along. Any of y'all have been through the cancer battle know it's not a fun road. We're blessed that we live in a world to where there are treatments and ways to deal with it, and things can happen that couldn't happen 10, 20, 30 years ago. So we're lucky there, but still it's a battle and it's a struggle. So hang in there, Steve. We understand what's going on. Now everybody else out there that's kind of out of the Facebook world knows what's going on, and you can kind of keep him in mind and what's happening out there. So hope you guys have a great day. We'll catch you out on the water.